This slide presents the different yields to maturity on a 10% coupon rate bond which matures in 10 years, which has a par value or face value of $8,000. Please note that the yield to maturity, although an interest rate, is different from the coupon rate. The coupon rate is used to calculate the coupon payment. In this case, we have a fixed coupon bond, so the coupon can be calculated as 10% times the face value. So 10% times the par value or face value of the bond, which is equal to $100. So this becomes the annual payment or the annual coupon rate. So let's use a financial calculator to calculate the yield to maturity. I'm using a Texas Instruments BA2 Plus calculator. Looks something like this, but you could use any financial calculator or even try one which is freely available on the internet. One point to keep in mind is that while we use a financial calculator, the calculator always assumes an investment outcome perspective, meaning that the calculator assumes that you are investing or purchasing, therefore money going out, and it will have a negative sign, and then you receive, therefore money coming in, which is a positive sign. In the first instance, you purchased the bond for $1,200, therefore money going out. So this $1,200 will have a negative sign when you put in details into the calculator. For the next 10 years, you are going to receive $100 annually, so positive sign money coming in, and at maturity or a time period equal to 10, you also receive the face value or the par value of the bond, which is $8,000. So let's plot this on a timeline. So let's start. So I have time period equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try to make it as equidistant as possible. So I stand here at time period equal to 0 or today. So I have purchased the bond for $1,200. So money going out, so negative 1,200. Over the next 10 years, I will receive coupon amounts of $100 every year. So 100 money coming in for the next 10 years. And at maturity or at the 10th year, in addition to the coupon payment, I will also receive the par value or face value of the bond, which is $8,000. So if I need to calculate the yield to maturity using the financial calculator, I will be using this third row here, so which has N, which is the time to maturity, which is 10 years. The I by Y is the yield to maturity, which I need to calculate. The PV is the present value or the price of the bond. In this case, it is a negative 1,200. PMT is the annual coupon payment which I receive, so money coming in, positive 100. And FV is the face value or the par value of the bond which I receive at maturity, which is $8,000. Again, positive sign. So let's begin by turning on the calculator, and I need to clear any past data. Financial calculators tend to store past data, and we don't want any past data to affect our future calculations. So I'm going to start by clearing. Second, FV, second, clear. So now any past data is all clear and we can start. So I'm going to put in values. So you can go from left to right, any direction, any choice. So I'm going to start from N. So I have my N of 10 years. So I put in 10 and then click on N to store or set N equal to 10. I by Y is what I needed to calculate or compute, which is the YTM. I have a present value of a negative 1200. I purchased the bond for $1,200. So negative 1200, then click PV to set the value to negative 1200. PMT of $100. So 100, and then click PMT to set the value to $100. And FB of $1,000. So 1000, click FB to set it. And finally, I'm going to compute the I by Y. So compute I by Y, which is the yield to maturity, which is the 7.13%. This is the amount which we have calculated. Now let's look at the second question where we have $1,100, which is the price of the bond, to calculate the yield to maturity of this bond. Now that we have the calculator set with all the other values remaining the same, all we need to do is to change the price of the bond. So right now I'm paying $1,100 instead of $1,200. So $1,100, negative amount because it's money going out. Click on PV. So I've set the price of the bond to $1,100 now. All the other values are going to remain the same. So, and I have not cleared my calculator, so it's stored in there. So I compute I by Y, which gives me a yield to maturity of 8.48. You could either do this or clear the calculator again and put in the values again one at a time. In the third instance, I paid $1,000 for the price of the bond. So $1,000 negative because money going out. Click on present value, which is the price of the bond. Compute I by Y, which gives me a yield to maturity of 10%. My next case is when I paid $900 for the price of bond. So $900 negative. I set it to the present value, then compute I by Y for the yield to maturity, which gives me a yield to maturity of 11.75. And finally, if I just paid $800, so set my PV to a negative 800, compute I by Y, which gives me a yield to maturity of 13.81%. So try this with a financial calculator or even a free calculator on the internet and find out how you can calculate or compute the yield to maturity of a fixed rate coupon bond.